Ball in my court, high step is a layup. My life like a movie, just keep moving, it's a trailer. Chefing in my kitchen, got me tryna get my cake up. I thank God for all this coming to me, not straight up. Ball in my court, high step is a layup. My life like a movie, just keep moving, it's a trailer. Chefing in my kitchen, got me tryna get my cake up. I thank God for all this coming to me, not straight up. Big broski at my line, sell a brother, get your feet in. But tap in with your peoples, make sure they doing decent. Show me how to readjust some ways that I've been thinking. Been trying to protect what I've been building, been on defense. Celebrating our friends and we gon' up there when we touch down. BYOD, shout out to my homies working sundown. I should call my sister for some custom gold fronts now. Soul already shining, need no diamond, roll it, bust down. No matter how far, I can't forget the opposition. If you ain't been running front and side, you seen this competition. Wisdom telling me better slow.
The Northern 10 Conference tips off league action tonight with a pivotal early season matchup featuring sensational junior guard Boomer Cleveland and the Mohawk Warriors against defending league champion Carey for the right to go 1-0 in N10 play. It's live and free boys high school hoops taking you into the weekend, and we've got a fun one going down in Sycamore. Coming your way next.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Ooh, you look like you could use some Cheetos.
Wait!
Take plenty of tasty popcorn, there we go, and add in crunchy Cheetos. Cheetos popcorn, the cheesy, delicious combination you know you've wanted. That's more like it. New Cheetos popcorn. Get yours now. Go!
We welcome you inside the Danners Towing and Recycling pregame show for an awesome showdown to tip off Northern 10 Conference play. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Brian Skowronski. Got the great Travis Berardi with me tonight.
Hello.
And it's just night one of league action, but for some reason it already feels like there's a lot at stake. Am I wrong here?
No, it seemed, well, the last time I saw these two teams, it was at Carey. It was Carey clinching the outright Northern 10 championship over A.J. Hess and company. A.J. Hess is gone. It's going to be interesting to see what we have with this Mohawk squad, but for this Carey squad, they got everybody back. They have a lot of returning players from a good squad last year, and they have some high hopes for this season.
Let's take a deeper look inside of the Carey Blue Devils, who split their first 2 games of the season. They crushed Riverdale in their opener, then fell in their home opener against Old Fort. But as you mentioned, a lot of pieces returned from that 19-4 league title season. So this is a squad that figures to be competing for yet another Northern 10 championship.
Yeah, and you know what? I think the reason they lost to Old Fort is because they haven't had a lot of practice. Football team once again making a long run in the tournament. We saw this before, but they were out just in enough time to get their season started at the right time. But I think if you give them a couple more weeks, they're really going to get playing. It was some pressure that they faced against Old Fort that put them down early, and they weren't able to claw it back. If they played that game later in the season, I think they would be able to get that victory.
They're going to find out a lot about themselves, though. 10 games here in the month of December. Carter Smiley, now in his senior season, really has emerged as a deadly scorer as a junior, almost 13 points per game, finished second in the league in steals, and made more threes than anybody. So you talk about the collection of talent they got coming back. Certainly this is the guy that they're going to look to fill it up whenever they need a big-time bucket.
Absolutely, and like I said, he does have pieces around him where he doesn't have to do it himself, and that might open up his game to allow him to get some shots off. But even when he is guarded, he is one of the most lethal players in the Northern 10. I think he's going to have a really good season this year for the Blue Devils.
But for Mohawk at home here tonight, runners-up last year in the N10, replacing 3 starters, including that player of the year, A.J. Hess. But they return a knockdown shooter in Brayden Chester and a deep and talented junior class. So this, another team that feels like they've got high hopes. And if they can get a win, a huge one over Carey like they did a season ago on this surface last year, put themselves in a great position. A hot start here could go a long way for them.
I mean, you lose A.J. Hess, that's going to hurt, but you do have some players returning in Heyman, Haynes, Chester, Connor Flood. The starting 5, you'll see, they got some playing time in there, maybe off the bench and whatnot, but this is a team that still, they have playing time behind their belts, and they'll put up a fight, even though 1-1 right now, but it's early, and they still have a chance of doing some things behind this shooter, our player spotlight.
Mr. Boomer Cleveland started as a sophomore at point guard, expected to be the top scorer and assist man this year. Almost averaged double figures a season ago. You'd like to see that 3-point percentage come up a little bit, but he's a charismatic kid. He's an excellent ball handler in the open court, and as he gets a little bit bigger, stronger, and more confident in his game, you could see this guy maybe competing to be the Northern 10 Player of the Year when it's all said and done.
Absolutely, and you saw it was A.J. Hess that tried to take games over last season, and he did for the most part, except for a couple games late in the season. But this year, Boomer Cleveland, I think he knows he can dish it off to some teammates, but he's also going to be able to succeed. He's going to be able to exceed expectations, I think, because A.J. Hess was the go-to guy. I think this can be the go-to guy this season.
Yeah, between him and Hammond, obviously they had 2 fantastic 1-2 pieces to give the ball to when he needed. But now those guys are departed, and he is the guy that is going to be looked to for this squad. And a great student section on hand here for the Warriors. And on the flip side over here, on the visitor side, a ton of Carey fans in the building. This place is packed, and we are just about set for Northern 10 Conference action. But first, we got to step aside and honor America, the greatest country on planet Earth, with the playing of our national anthem. It's time for the Star Spangled Banner. I think I comment on this at every game that we do, but I'm always intrigued by the style of national anthem that we get. Obviously, sometimes we'll get the in-person singer or performance by a band or something, but little barbershop quartet to set the mood here tonight in Sycamore.
Absolutely. And, I'm a big fan of the Whitney Houston before the Super Bowl when they play that. You have the Ohio State band play theirs, a glee club from that. But that was a pretty darn good rendition. But I'm always a big fan of the pep bands playing the national anthem. We'll see that throughout the year. And, as these two teams, as they were getting introduced before the anthem, this is the 97th meeting between these two squads, Brian. Meaning, if these two teams don't meet in the tournament, the 100th meeting will be back here, the second game of next season. If they do meet in the tournament, it'll be at Carey for the first game of the season. But 97 meetings, this is a rivalry.
Yeah, these two teams, there's a lot of, I wouldn't say bad blood, but mutual respect and an understanding that when you beat this opponent, it means something, because these two squads, we saw Mohawk, they had their league championship back in 18-19, Carey coming off of their first just this last season. They've been like the bridesmaids a lot, kind of finishing second place in the league. So I think this season, Colonel Crawford's off to a decent start.
Yeah.
We should have an audio cast of their game tonight, but not quite the talent that we've seen from them in the past. They're big, they're physical. So I think these might be the top two teams in the league, at least on paper here early, Travis, that we're identifying as becoming a potential league champion. So there's a lot of stake here tonight.
And that's what you said right in the open. It's early. It's game number 1 in the conference, but it could be a big one because it will probably determine the front runner in this Northern 10 season.
So what are the keys to the game tonight? We'll begin with the Carey Blue Devils, and I feel like they just got some dogs, man, some tough physical football dudes.
Yeah.
You want to make the trips into the lane bad memories for these Mohawk Warriors, so you got to play big in terms of physical, your strength. I think that they've got more of a domineering presence out there on the floor. Showcase it.
Absolutely. In my key to victory, handle pressure. They could not early on handle the zone pressure, full court zone pressure of Old Fort. It allowed them to get down. They couldn't claw their way back. So if they can handle that pressure here tonight, they'll be in good shape.
There's a look at Smiley and some of the other starters just announced here at Carey, their opponent, how they can get a win tonight. You got to speed up the Blue Devils in their half-court sets, force them into some early shots, and if you can get more possessions throughout the course of the game, I think that benefits a team like Mohawk. Carey, they're usually very fundamental. They'll break it down in the half-court. They'll run through their set a lot. Try to speed them up.
In mine, it's find an identity. You're losing A.J. Hess, also Bryce Hannum, the two top scorers from last year. So, like I said, you got Chester still here. You got Boomer Cleveland. You got Hunter Haynes, who all averaged over 5 points, between 5 and 10. But you find that identity early on. That can help you throughout the year, especially if you can get a win here tonight. You'll know what you have moving forward. Because
Brayden
this is a big
Chester
test.
Announced right now. I mean, what a shooting performance he put on at the Cub Cave, even though it was in a loss to open up the season last Saturday. I mean, this dude, he was in fuego in the fourth quarter, so you love having those type of guys on your roster that they can be very streaky. When you see one go down, maybe the next two are going to go to the bottom as well. And
that's something it's a tough loss at the Cub Cave, but that's a really good Lucas team that's going to fight for a district championship as well. So, it's not a bad loss per se, but it shows that this team has fight, especially early on in the season.
Here are your starting lineups for both sides. Connor Flood, kind of new to the mix here, 6'6", got a lot of size. We talked about Chester. You see Haynes working in the backcourt along with Heyman and Cleveland. And then on the other side, Niedercore, Smiley, Putnam, they've been around along with Brayden Young, the point guard, and Dominic Yeater, going to be a first-year starter this season. As that will wrap up our Danner's Towing and Recycling pregame show, and we are into action here. Opening possession belonging to Mohawk.
Nice
what a
pass.
Backside, but Flood missed it. I think a bit of a challenge there from Yeater.
I actually think he was in between trying to dunk that, but didn't have enough height and threw him off. But that could have been a great start for Mohawk with the flush. Instead, it's a Carey possession.
Try to work it inside out. Yeater kicking it back out to Young. As I mentioned, this is a team, they are not afraid to work it around for 3 minutes if they have to on one possession. But Smiley pops the top, won't get it to drop. Putnam battling for the board, and it's stripped away into the hands of Chester.
Yeah, physical start here for both sides.
Heyman lost the handle as he started dashing his way down the far side. Second look on our STC replay.
You're just seeing with the rebounding early, especially on the opposite end of the court, that these two teams are battling. They're going to be physical, and that's what you're going to have to do to win this game tonight.
Different look for Boomer Cleveland this season. Clean cut. Had the long flowing locks a season ago. And for the Carey Blue Devils, I mean, there's a whole lot of lettuce hanging in the backside with a little bit of business up front. Plenty of mullets to go around.
Hey, just that you got the business in the front for the game, keep the party in the back for after the game.
And how about a party from downtown? Light it up. Brayden Young with the first points of the night.
Yeah, had the open look. Mid-range is his shot. Got it from the elbow.
So Mohawk looking to match.
Great
They'll get
back
Cleveland.
door.
Head and shoulder fake. And we're all square.
Textbook play there off the screen, right down the lane, gets the pass.
And that's going to be a foul on Young after the turnover. Just nice patient showcase right there for Boomer Cleveland.
Fundamental basketball. It's successful for teams, especially early on in the season when you're trying to find an identity. Just do the small things, the regular basketball things first before you go into anything more technical.
Flood down on the block. Little mouse in the house. Now he comes out for the screen. And they'll get the switch a couple across the top. Cleveland a deep two. And the rebound secured here by Putnam.
Kind of was surprised there. Once he pulled back, nobody was on him.
Brayden going to try another three, this time off the backboard. Alexander with the rebound, and he's got the finish.
Kind of lucky there. It went right off the backboard into his hands, and the Mohawk, a bad unforced error down here to get possession. Just off the side of the backboard, right into his hands, and he's able to get the little hook in.
Young comes up top here to get the offense flowing. Very active zone look here. 2-3 for Mohawk to open up the contest.
Yeah, they're going to be forcing Carey to get those outside shots.
They got a couple guys that can do it. We've seen Young already knock down a longer jumper. Smiley, one of the best three-point shooters in the league last year. Now from the short corner, Niederkorf, skip pass. Young tries the three, bottoms up.
That's the one bad thing about a zone, though, is if you have fast ball movement, it's going to open up that shot. If he starts hitting, they're going to have to either extend it more or go into a man.
Dribble drive baseline off the kick out. Here's Chester now, left hand. Fall away jumper off the front iron and kept in bounds by Putnam.
And maybe faded away a little bit too much there, just short.
Really tough shot for Brayden Young. Something we didn't see a ton from him during his junior campaign. His head coach, Jamie Young, thought might have been fouled on it. As Boomer puts it up, nothing but net. Split splash for Boomer Cleveland and allows Mohawk to get into this 1-2-2 full court set.
He's got all 5 points so far, but that was a very nice fluid shooting motion for three.
Niederkorf from the short corner drives baseline up and under, and he'll go to the free throw line. Flood picking up the first personal.
Take a look at it, just a strong drive down the baseline. Nobody closed off that lane, so he just took it for the reverse and gets fouled.
One foul apiece on each side, and with the new rules now in high school basketball, just like the NBA, you get 5 per quarter, and it'll reset every frame. As Austin drips in the first.
He was a 58.3% free throw shooter a year ago.
Second one rims out. Tipped out for Haynes.
It's going to be interesting to see how that changes some of these players' free throw percentages with the 2 shots. It's
going to be dribbled off of a Warrior's foot out of bounds. But Putnam, another theft, and he's got deceptive acceleration for being a big guy.
The Mohawk bench wanted a turnover, but it just hit the heel of Haynes, so it stays with Carey. Nonetheless, ball don't lie, I guess. Turnover.
Yeah, second still already for Boomer Cleveland.
He's forced both Carey turnovers.
Now he'll assess, surveys. Haynes off a hesitation. Carry that pivot foot, travel.
It's the fourth turnover against Mohawk here in the first 4.5 minutes.
Ooh, bit of a careless entry pass there. Almost Boomer's third steal. Have not seen Carter Smiley attempt a shot just yet, leading scorer for the Blue Devils last season. Go ahead.
This is what Carey has to do, is hold it for maybe a second. If you can't find anything, you got to pass it. They got lucked out there.
Niederkorn is just such an unbelievable athlete. You see just in his awareness, getting the ball quick, hand-eye coordination, and lands him on the free throw line for the second time.
Yeah, the physicality here early on, you're seeing Carey using more of the paint. Mohawk did get that backdoor cut, but they're settling more for that mid-range to three-point shot.
Ball substitution,
Ben Bogner's checking in for the first time. Hunter Haynes just picked up that personal, takes a seat. And the lefty Niederkorn to split the pair. 0 for 2 on this trip. Yeater inside creates another offensive possession, as Dawson has to go down to his knees, try to keep it alive, and scoops it out of there, picked off.
Look at the fight.
And then tipped out of bounds. Looks like Carey's going to keep it, but you're right. What a wild tornado of about a 10-second clip here.
Maybe some of these guys don't realize they're off the football field quite yet into the basketball court, but the hustle. You love to see hustle no matter what, even if you're beat. Carey able to get that turnover and get it back.
Warriors shifting to more of a man look out of the zone. It's very deceptive. Tough to tell what's going on, but that's one way to bust the zone. Putnam from long range. Snipes at home, forcing a timeout by Mohawk. An HDER Link timeout. And you see the Devils, obviously, with an 11-5 run here.
And for you kids watching out there, we'll show you the replay again. Look at him setting up, gets right into a shooting motion right as he catches that. That is fundamental basketball, especially when you're open like that. Nothing but nylon.
Putnam's done such a nice job of developing his game. More than just a driver, he can knock down those threes. And we've seen on the defensive end, the menace, long limbs. Now in a senior season, a very veteran bunch. All seniors and one sophomore with Kyler Bose for this Blue Devils team. So no excuses as far as not being around the program, understanding what to do in any situation. I mean, Jamie Young's been here for a while now. I think this is season number 10 for him.
And with that, having so many seniors comes expectations.
Tough turnaround jumper impacted there by the defense as Heyman comes up quite a bit short. Devils push ahead.
I like the fact that the Devils aren't forcing anything early on. They're getting it in the corner, getting to the baseline, but if they don't see an open lane to the hole, they back it out, they reset. And like you said, they're not afraid to take out 2-3 minutes of time in one possession.
Which will certainly frustrate you as a defensive unit when you feel like you've held your ground and they're just picking and being very choosy about when they're going to launch the basketball. As Niederkorn is called for the offensive foul here. That'll be the second as a team here on Carey.
And you see him just lean out a little bit with that shoulder. That's going to get called every time.
Do want to say hello to everybody out there watching live and free on our main YouTube, along with our Facebook page. Drop me and Travis some comments. We'll read them every time out. Make sure that you're a part of the game. Get inside of our fan zone.
Let's have a conversation. We'll talk with you.
Or get a little chit-chat going amongst yourselves out there.
Ooh.
No man's land. Bish up in the air and didn't have a place to deliver the basketball.
Carey substitution, Kyler.
Just looking on his face, that's all the whole story.
So Kyler Bowes checks in for Carey. The first substitution for the Blue Devils tonight. Both teams only one sub so far.
Bowes trapped. Launches, skip pass here. Smiley, a lot of contact. Wasn't able to pick up the whistle, and then backside, big block, but free throws on the way. Butch Brodman working inside, just rips it away. And I did an interview with Butch during football. This is an enormous human being for a high school kid.
You told me going down for the final interview of the season with them that you did not understand how tall, how big these kids were until you got down there. And I can see it. I can see it from right here. They're not wearing football pads here on this court. These guys are jocked out there. Both sides, too, some of these kids.
Yeah, a little bit of a different in terms of the physicality out here, just the way that both of these teams are structured. And it's showing so far. Carey kind of flexing a little bit down there in the paint.
Nearly got the offensive board, but nonetheless, Mohawk on the line when they touched it, so it'll stay.
Eater's heading over to the bench for the first time here tonight. And they'll find Putnam. Soft kiss off the square.
7 points for him in the first quarter.
Leads all scorers so far. Got a couple more than Mohawk as an entire unit.
Nice cut.
Bish to the corner. Cleveland. Up top wide open shooter is Heyman. Count it for three.
Big answer after the foul and then turnover. Gets them back to within 5.
Young wants the final shot here, the frame for the Blue Devils as he checks the clock. Melting way down with the 5 seconds, calls for a screen. Brayden Young not going to get off the shot as that will end the first. Carey off to a 13-8 lead in this N10 opener.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Ooh, you look like you could use some Cheetos.
Wait!
Take plenty of tasty popcorn, there we go, and add in crunchy Cheetos. Cheetos popcorn, the cheesy, delicious combination you know you've wanted. That's more like it. New Cheetos popcorn. Get yours now. Go!
The Blue Devils scorched their way out to a 5-point cushion in the first as we open up second quarter action. And it's Carey with the basketball here in Sycamore. I'm Brian Skowronski. Travis Berardi is with me here tonight. And here's Carter Smiley. Nice head and shoulder fake, and he's going to draw the personal on Ben Bogner.
Yeah, it was just that's a tough luck foul there. Went with the ball fake and just a little bit too hard of a closeout right there.
Smiley still looking for his first points of the evening. Almost 13 per game a year ago.
We were talking about physical basketball. Already 4 threes tonight as well. These kids can shoot from outside the perimeter to add.
Here's Putnam trying for his second off the backboard.
Nice pass, but
wow, look at the work inside. Couple opportunities, though, coming up short there is Brodman. And now Chester looking to go to work off the bounce. Slips it inside. Nice dish to Bogner for 2.
That's just a great look inside. Bogner able to get the defender up in the air and then gets the finish. So we'll take a look on the replay right here. Just watch this. There's the ball fake. Got the defender past him. Easy hoop.
Mishandling that catch actually probably worked to his benefit there as Young
At first
flew
I thought
by.
it was a ball fake, but he bobbled it.
Warriors sticking with that zone look. Carey's been content to work it around the perimeter, run baseline. As Putnam gets it slapped away backside. Cleveland going to slow things down 3-on-3. Actually looking to turn the corner now. As he goes baseline. Couple of fakes into Butch. Missed it. And the rebound squirts out here for Smiley.
And I was talking to you in between quarters here at the break. It's going to be tough for Mohawk to get inside just because of the physicality and the height of the Blue Devils. Only way you're going to score is if you ball fake, get them up in the air to draw a foul or a hoop, or dish it back out for an open 3. Maybe you'll see them do more drives just to collapse that defense.
Tallest player on the floor right now for them, Brayden Chester at 6 feet tall. As we're going to get a foul and a push against the Warriors. Their second here of the frame, and that's on Chester.
You could easily see that there.
It's going to be the second on Brayden. He heads over to the sidelines. So it allows them to get a little bit more height back in there with Connor Flood. 6'6", tallest player on either roster. As Smiley with the scoop came up short.
Bogner for a second didn't know where the ball was, but was able to recover and D up.
Couple of cutters, no options there for Heyman. Comes back up to Cleveland. Woo! And he pins the tell on the donkey from downtown.
Cleveland rocks so far. He's got 8, tie game.
And an 8-0 run now by the Mohawk Warriors. Their student section starting to get into it. Blue Devils certainly have found it tough to try to dissect this zone and find some clean looks. Most of their shots have come off of second chance opportunities down off the rebounding. Brodman turns inside, bullies his way, but right back at ya. The floodgates open.
Return to sender.
No postage on that one. Now Bogner sizing up Smiley. Two-man game, Heyman off the hesitation. Nearly the first lead of the night there for the Warriors.
Had the good look on the floater, just a little too strong.
Smiley surveys, comes back up top. Putnam off the kick out here. Now lights the fuse from long range and dial up 3 for Carter Smiley.
That was all set up because Carey was able to get it into the middle of that zone. They collapsed, he kicks it out, easy 3.
First points of the night for Carter. Flash inside for Flood.
And that's a big bucket for Carey too because it gets a little bit of that momentum back after Mohawk took it all away.
Now Boomer to the rack.
Right
How about
back
that
at
move?
you.
Yeah, coming around Young too, one of the best defenders on the perimeter for Carey.
Already in the double digits, ahead of last season's average already in about a quarter and a half.
Screen down, Smiley slips it in.
That's a shuffle, yep.
So a giveaway here from Butch and company. And you see Cleveland doing a nice job of extending the arm, but not right into the chest, just enough to kind of fish hook his way by, get to the cup. And he's having a big first quarter and a half as the Blue Devils going to pull the trigger on a TO.
Oh, looky here, Brian.
Oh my gosh, so we really have to show that.
We going bowling, baby.
Our camera
Duke's
lady is
Mayo
none
Bowl.
too, please. Congratulations.
That's 8 wins. That's something I haven't seen in 6 years. So.
How about Ohio State being so upset about the fact that they're not going bowling into the Final Four? About half of the roster entering the transfer portal.
Yeah,
Kinda
that
wild.
must have been a crazy podcast that you had while we were down at basketball Monday night. You know, hey, you're going to what used to be one of the BCS bowls, a New Year's Six bowl, playing a good team, playing for a lot of money for your school. Yet, just that's one thing that the playoffs done is diminished all these bowls, even the big ones. Like, oh, we're going to the Fiesta Bowl, but it's not the playoff. Whatever then. Like, too many people
that's why
are
we need
opting out and the transfer portal. It's dumb.
That was the biggest surprise, I think, is that the transfer portal. I mean, they just opened the door, and then all of a sudden about a dozen Buckeyes were flying in there like it was a black hole getting sucked in. They couldn't even help themselves.
They're like parents on Black Friday waiting for the doors to open at Walmart, and everyone just leaning against it and just flowing out.
Got to get the Tickle Me Elmo first.
Man, some of the fights, have you seen that on the internet? They have videos of it. It's just
Well, I'm glad that Black Friday's back. I mean, they were kind of canceling the holiday with having Black Friday week-long sales going on. Get it online no matter what. So it felt like this was the first year in a while that they're like, hey, no, you can get your butts out of bed at 5 a.m. if you want this 80-inch screen for $100.
A little bit of normalcy coming back for the holidays, right?
Come get it. Warriors trailing by 1. Trying to go on top on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. As Flood goes up to the second story to catch that one. Now Heyman.
That's
great
a strong
body control.
Oh, man.
Might have clunked his head. And the referees recognize that. Do a nice job of just stopping the play.
Oh, a little bit of condensation there. Slipped. Yeah, that hurts.
Run that one more time.
Watch his feet. Just I think it was a little wet down there on the floor, and feet came out from under him. And he's heading to the medical tent or, well, here, the locker room to get checked out.
Been watching a little bit too much NFL football here of late, Trav.
Oh, I saw that happen a lot last night. That's the only thing I'm saying about that game, though. That's all I'm saying.
We can move on.
Yes.
Very few penetration lanes here early as Mohawk again with the fast, active hands. That's something that they have been able to capitalize on so far in the early going. Cleveland will reset, coming back up top. Got HDER matched up with him now. So he's going to go to work off the drive. Wide open shooter. Bish elects to drive it into the paint. Boomer. Too much on that one.
Yeah, they were able to get the drive and open look, but got lucky there with the turnover, though.
Back-to-back giveaways now for the Blue Devils, a team that was the best at not turning over the basketball outside of Colonel Crawford last season.
Wow.
What a catch by Bogner on the fly. Come on. Actually, that's Hunter Haynes, excuse me.
Man, he nearly
some soft hands.
He nearly scooped that off the turf. Take a look at this replay. It's like a la immaculate reception. Did that go off his foot? Did that roll literally up his leg? I got to see that again. Did that roll up his leg into his hands?
I
don't know, but that was
caromed off the leg.
Nonetheless, that was a great mental play by him to keep the composure, to grab that 2 steps layup. First lead of the night for Mohawk.
Putnam looking to re-seize as he'll head to the free throw line. Team foul number 3 on Mohawk in this quarter. And Putnam's definitely been the bright offensive spot early on in the contest. 7 of the 16 for the Blue Devils.
Flood was in a good defensive position till the end when he swiped down. Anytime you see that on a shooter, they're going to call that foul immediately. That's why coaches always tell you, stay straight up and down. If he stays straight up and down, he's still going to probably deflect that, and he won't get called for the foul. But that swipe, you're going to get called every time.
2 for 2 at the stripe for Putnam as Carey regains the lead. Showing a 1-2-2 pressure look. Haynes had it tipped. Tried to go all the way to the opposite corner. And off the leak out left hand, too strong. In and out for Niederkorn. But it sets up Young. Can't can the tomato as Haynes skies for the rebound.
I don't know what he was thinking going up with that layup. He didn't know where he was on the floor or anything like that. Was he trying for the dunk? But halfway up, he kind of hesitated, and it cost them 2 points.
Niederkorn, a left-handed player, I think wanted to switch to his more dominant hand. As we'll get a foul on him inside. Flood, a little bit too much size. Really tough call. Looked like Austin kind of went straight up there. Didn't have too much body. Giving up 5 inches.
Even with that contact, they're both going for the ball. I don't know, unless it was something behind the play that we couldn't see there, maybe a bump with the body, but from our vantage point, didn't look like much.
Boomer comes up top here for Heyman. Got Yeater on him. Versatile defender, can go inside, outside, guards, forwards, whatever.
Well, we see Mohawk wait for the final shot, try to get in the lead at the half.
Looks like Young's going to come out, try to challenge, get that 5-second timer rolling. But a ball handler as gifted as Mr. Cleveland. Certainly imagine that he can salt away next 20 seconds or so. Blue Devils aren't going to trap, so will be Mohawk. Have an opportunity for the final shot here of the first half. Cleveland tried to buy a foul, puts it up. A little breeze coming through for Heyman. And that will do it. 2 quarters in the books here in Sycamore. We've got a good one going. Defensive struggle a little bit at times, but it's Carey on top here on the road, 18-17. Stick around as we've got our Danner Towing and Recycling halftime coming up. We'll break down stats and analysis, get some scores from around the area going for you. And if we get back in time, check out the Mohawk dance team. Keep it here.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Ooh, you look like you could use some Cheetos. Wait! Take plenty of tasty popcorn, there we go, and add in crunchy Cheetos. Cheetos popcorn, the cheesy, delicious combination you know you've wanted. That's more like it. New Cheetos popcorn. Get yours now. Go!
Tonight's high school basketball broadcast brought to you folks live and free thanks to our generous sponsors, Sycamore Telephone Company, STC proudly offering fiber optic internet in the Mohawk and Carey communities. Danner's Towing and Recycling, 24-hour local or long-distance light or heavy towing and recovery. 2 locations. They cover all of Wyandotte County. If you need a tow, definitely Danner's is the place to call. Frito Lay, driven and inspired by one purpose, food that matters for life's moments. And HDER Link, providing reliable, affordable, friendly internet service to residential and business customers. We'll be right back with our Danner's Towing and Recycling halftime report. Stay right where you are. Maybe go grab a drink. Get comfy. A lot of basketball still to be played.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Ooh, you look like you could use some Cheetos.
Wait!
Take plenty of tasty popcorn, there we go, and add in crunchy Cheetos. Cheetos popcorn, the cheesy, delicious combination you know you've wanted. That's more like it. New Cheetos popcorn. Get yours now. Go!
It's halftime here in Sycamore, and this is your Danner's Towing and Recycling halftime show. 2 quarters in the books. It's 18-17 Carey right now, holding the most slim of leads. I'm Brian. Travis is with me here tonight. A couple of notable scores from around the Northern 10. 41-26, Seneca East leads over Bucyrus at the break. Winford's up on Buckeye Central 34-18. And Colonel Crawford a 9-point edge over Upper Sandusky 26-17. That CC versus Upper game, and also Winford. Those are some pretty key games here on opening night of the Northern 10 season. I think this is going to be a team or a league where there's going to be a handful of teams competing for the conference at the end of it.
Yeah, I got to see on Saturday night Crawford against Northmore. Northmore down a couple players, but that didn't matter because Crawford was one of the most physical teams I've seen in the paint in a while. They just completely dominated the paint. It was a I kept telling this to Joe Baylog, and he loved the game because it was an old-fashioned, just back-and-forth physical battle. No punches thrown per se, but it was just muscle against muscle inside the paint. Some three-pointers taken, but it was more. Everything was inside the lane. And if Crawford can play like that throughout the season, they're gonna surprise some people, because I know there's a lot of people saying that this is going to be a down year for them. You gotta remember too, the coach that's sitting on that sidelines with the towel.
Legend, Dave Sheldon, of course, one of the best in the business. No question about it. Over 300 wins for him now. So we take a look at the first half numbers, and 3 trifectas right now for Carey, 3 as well for the Warriors. You see the rebounding differential. That's really where the Blue Devils have been able to get into their bag, owning the offensive glass. Turnovers are the same, and no free throws attempted in that first half by the Warriors.
That's the difference. They have one more bucket, but Carey 3 of 8. That's something Carey needs to adjust to. You got to hit your free throws, especially if this is going to be close late in this game. It may come down to that, and they hit 1 of 2, 1 of 2, and then after that they went 1 of 4 the rest of the way. So free throws might have been a point of emphasis for the squads at the half.
That for head coach Jamie Young's crew. 10th year now running the program and looking for win number 149 here on the road. There's Paul Dunn and his club. Another guy who's been around for a long time. There's many coaches in the N10 that are tenured when you really look around the league. 8th season for him, took over in 16-17, going for win number 124 here tonight. And quite a few of the coaches, pretty gaudy win percentages. 124, just 53 losses for Dunn, 148 and 74 for Young here tonight. So quality coaches, been doing it for a while, comfortable here in the blue and then the red on the other side. As that wraps up Art Danner's Towing and Recycling halftime, and the third quarter starts with Mohawk with the rock.
Carey 13-8 after 1, but Mohawk answered 9-5 in the second. That gets you to this 18-17 score.
Chester, I think, thought the student section was in a catch-and-shoot situation. And they're wearing the white uniforms. It's a wide out over there in the student section. I get it.
8th turnover for the Warriors. Really calmed down on the turnovers in the second quarter and allowed them to get back into it.
I think you really see where adjustments are made and where coaching brains come into the equation early on in third quarter action. As Cleveland again able to sneak into the passing lane and scoop, there it is with the left.
Cleveland at the half, 10 points, 2 threes, and 2 twos to lead the way, and now he has another one.
Blue Devils break the pressure, just 1 dribble is all they needed. Ends with Putnam heading to the free throw line as you take a second look there. Pretty play by Boomer Cleveland, stepping into the passing lane and then surging down to the other end. Putnam, such a solid stroke at the free throw line.
3 of 3 here tonight.
And he's the second player into double figures, he and Boomer. Second one swirls out. Possession gonna stay down here though. So again, the ability to box out, hold the Blue Devils to a one and done has been a big problem. But they'll get it right back. That's a tough pass in traffic. Putnam didn't have a whole lot of space, tried to thread it in, and credit Chester coming over weak side.
Exactly. Really cut that off because it could have been a layup if he had not have jumped in there.
Chester off the cut. Flood's going to take it himself.
Oh,
shooting right over the top. Halfway home, popped out on him.
That went everywhere but down.
Quadruple team down low, sets up Smiley. And Carter, quick catch and release. Can't knock it down. No hand in his face that time.
Last year, Carey averaged 50 points per game. Mohawk 61. We're already in the third quarter. We're not even at 20 yet for either team.
And that was the calling card for the Blue Devils, is defensively, they were just so stout. It was tough to score on them. You're seeing that so far early in this one. Tough take, though, by Heyman with a little hang time. He goes good off the square.
You've seen him attempt that shot a couple times. Finally got the touch to finish it off.
That one just sneaking over the top of Cleveland as Young threads it down low on the block. Niederkorn tried to sneak it away. Now Chester left all alone. Might have rushed that shot just a little bit.
Good look, but just off key.
No look pass to the corner for Putnam. As Jamie Young barking out some orders. Wanting to see his guys get a little bit more aggressive, it seems, off the dribble drive. Trying to attack some of these lanes. It's mostly been passing around the perimeter.
Well, also they got good looks when they were able to get that one of those post players up at the top of the free throw line, then kick it out that way, as we'll get a foul.
I think that's exactly what Coach Young's looking for. Just dashing through the lane. And he'll put Brayden Young on the free throw stripe.
That's Flood's third foul.
Connor's going to have to use those wisely. They'll certainly need his defensive prowess in the game as this contest continues to go along. Look at Jamie Young down in the left-hand corner of your screen. I mean, he's just in agony. Not sure what's troubling him so much. Maybe the scoreboard. Down, though, by just one are the Blue Devils.
Well, I think it's the fact that now they are 5 of 12 from the free throw line.
Niederkorn with the interception. Throws it in the spin cycle and the finish with the offhand.
He's going to be happy with that. It's Niederkorn's first bucket of the night.
Chester, quick catch and shoot. Tapped out of there. Heyman didn't have a chance to try to snag that thing. So it's a one and done for the Warriors. Putnam, little stagger stance, and he's still able to light it up like Rudolph's nose.
Yeah, he had another nice stroke on that one. Open look, stepped into it. Ring around the rosy, it's 3 points.
4-point cushion here for the Blue Devils. Mohawk can't cut into it. Bogner a bit off balance there, threw up a wild one, and it's another defensive board after just one shot.
You can't give him that lane. Oh, man.
Coach Young beside himself. Putnam normally such a sure finisher as Cleveland's. Whoa! What a cool dribble drive that was.
Boomer has single-handedly kept Mohawk in this game so far.
Now like watching traffic switch like a safety, Haynes picks it off. Looking for the tie here. Foul's going to be on the floor, be the first against Carey. But look at this. Woo!
14 points of their 23 coming from Boomer Cleveland.
Heyman has to pick up his dribble. Now Chester, series of fakes. Yeater not really biting on him.
Little more patience here from Mohawk.
And finally, splashing it home is Chester.
And that all comes from the patience. Taking it out of Carey's book.
First time getting on the scoreboard tonight, but an and one at the other end. Putnam, little hoop in the arm.
Every time Mohawk has seemed to get their footing, you get something like this right back at you from Carey. And now it's Chester's third foul, so a little bit of foul trouble for the Warriors here in the third quarter.
Both he and Flood with a trio of fouls. Niederkorn, second look, and his second bucket.
The one time a missed field goal actually goes in your favor is when you get an offensive board and put back. 4-point play.
Well short on that Haynes pull-up. But a rare offensive rebound for the Warriors. And yikes. Heyman clings that off the back of the backboard. I mean, what a tough angle. I'm not great at geometry, but...
No, you get into that corner. That's why they let you shoot from there, because you're actually behind the hoop.
So the clock funneling away down to 2:20 to go before we reach money time. Low scoring affair.
Quick game.
As we kind of assumed. That's Carey's style.
I was looking on the other end of things. Carey's defensively last year only gave up 39 points, and Mohawk gave up 42. So there's that contrast between their offensive output and their defensive showings.
Two of the three best defensive teams in the league last year, along with Colonel Crawford.
As always.
A lot of ball movement here for the Blue Devils. A minute coming off the clock on this possession. As it's a blocking foul, Haynes cutting off the driver. And it's Niederkor.
Yeah, he wasn't quite in position yet there.
14 foul against Mohawk. Next one gets Carey in the bonus.
Oh,
Putnam again missing on that right side. Typically a sure finisher. Cleveland inside. Putnam coming over with the challenge. And again, the Warriors held to a one and done. As Alexander tipped away backside. Cleveland creating another turnover.
the fifth turnover already in the second half after only 7 in the first for the Blue Devils.
Haynes drops it down low, Flood posting up. And we'll get a whistle. Second team foul against Carey. This one's going to go against Carter Smiley.
Yeah, Smiley caught for that hook.
Giving up about 9 inches in that matchup. Just making a business decision.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you're beat on a long pass and you just go for the tackle for a pass interference call because it saves a touchdown. And that saved points.
In transition. Now to the near side for Putnam. HDER had a lot of space there in the middle of the floor. Elected to give it up. Niederkor inside, turned away. Second block we've seen for Connor Flood this evening.
And despite the 3 fouls, he had enough separation there to go for the block and was able to deflect it.
Junior's been a solid presence defensively. Only player listed above 6'1" on the roster for Mohawk. And Carey, while they don't have a ton of height, boy, do they have some burly dudes out there, about 4 of them at 6'3".
Yeah, they look like a bunch of football players, but they're athletes. They can play basketball too. Final shot of the quarter.
Smiley runner, baseline, had to flip it up. And that one just off target on the second opportunity for HDER. We have played 3. We head to money time. 3-point cushion for Carey. It's money time here on the OH Report. Fourth quarter action here in Sycamore, and we've got just a one-score game. The road team with a 29-26 advantage, and they've got the basketball. I'm Brian Skowronski, Travis Berardi with me here tonight. And it's been a great game. Nobody's really been able to create separation outside of a run there in the first quarter by Carey, but then Mohawk answered with an 8-zip run of their own, and other than that, it's been pretty tight.
Yeah, and despite the height advantage by Carey, the physicality by Mohawk has kept them in this.
Young off the front iron. Niedercore tracks down another offensive rebound. As Smiley backs it up, they'll reset.
I will say I'm impressed with Carey's ability. Every time Mohawk went on a run, got some momentum, they immediately hit a bucket to stop it.
So a lot of counter punches being thrown here by the Blue Devils tonight.
This has been a heavyweight fight. Two of the best in the Northern 10.
A couple top contenders going toe-to-toe. And even though it's opening night of the Northern 10 championship season, feels like there's plenty at stake here in this one. Two of the top contenders as mentioned.
Wow.
And boy, what a tough finish for Austin. He's heating up now. Most of his points coming in the third and fourth frame.
6 of his 7 coming in the second half. 5-point lead.
Chester and company looking for an answer as they'll run Heyman off a couple of screens, and he'll go to the free throw line, a place where it's been very scarce for Mohawk players tonight.
So scarce, these are the first free throws they're going to attempt.
Great look on our STC replay. And shout out to assistant coach Rick Eckelberry, hooking us up with that new sponsor. Thank you, Rick. Runs the show over there. No free throws for Mohawk yet, and it shows. As Kane Heyman misfires on the first. Niedercore is going to take a seat, as will Yeater. 3 fouls for Austin.
And the way this is going, I have a feeling it's going to be free throws that will determine this game.
Hop off the rim and through the funnel. 4-point lead for Carey. But another foul on Kane Heyman.
That'll be his first. And I've already seen twice this season in our games the new rule coming into play late. Colonel Crawford Northmore, and then the Danville Mount Gilead game a couple nights ago too. How that just changes the complexion of the end of game fouling situation.
Not having to earn the 1-and-1.
Yeah.
Game changer. Tip there by Putnam. Leads to an interception. Clutched by Butch. Now Alex off the drive, switches to the right hand. And Flood again with those Gumby-like limbs, making it tough.
Yeah, he really forced that one up. It was good position by the defender. He should have passed it back out.
Bish, bit too strong, able to collect his own miss. But just a really tough shot, and then gives a shot to Broadman.
Yeah, that's frustration there. I don't know if he was trying to draw a foul there or anything like that, but missed opportunity for Mohawk.
And it's going to land Caleb over on the bench. Hunter Haynes back in for him. And quickly getting involved. Almost a giveaway and a 10-second violation. Coach Young thought the whistle came a little bit premature. Trying to plead his case.
So, yeah, the ball was bouncing around, but nobody had possession from Mohawk, so that is not technically a change of possession, so the clock continues. Big turnover there caused by Mohawk down 4.
And the full court pressure is giving Carey some problems. So we've seen a little chink in their armor, the ball handling and just ability to get it into the front court. It's been a bit of a challenge.
And even if you have 6 seniors on the team, that you don't get a lot of practice in. Anybody could give the ball up when faced with pressure. It's just they need more practice because of that football season going long.
No quick hitter for the Blue Devils down at this end. They'll continue to be methodical here offensively. They've done most of the movement of the basketball through the passing. Though this time, a couple of nice drives.
Pass.
Broadman backside and one. Butch just so strong. I mean, you really got to club down on that right arm to force him to have to earn it at the free throw line, as this will just be the cherry on top. Largest lead for either side now at 6.
Yeah, that's a bit of a dagger for Carey, but lucked out there with the offensive board off the miss.
Approaching the midway point here of fourth quarter action. Carey has been clean in the offensive glass tonight.
26 rebounds total.
Now Butch squares up and called for a travel. It's not really his domain there, turning towards the basket from the free throw line.
Yeah, that's a position Mohawk wants him to be at, is outside of the paint.
Chester with a nice fake in the blow by. They'll say foul on the floor. Looked pretty close. But a nice move here by Brayden Chester and the right call by the referee. The reaching coming just milliseconds before Chester tried to uncork it. Now Cleveland with Young on him.
Oh,
what
great
active
defense.
hands. Wasn't that nice?
Didn't force anything, let the player come to him, and then made a nice move. Carey's getting a timeout.
It's an HDER Link timeout. 4-1 the advantage, so just a single point for Mohawk here in this quarter. Let's check out the chat section. Anything going on out there?
It's been actually quite quiet on Facebook. A lot of likes. A lot of likes. We have 40 there, and then we have Kennedy Cleveland. Let's go White, Warrior Nation.
Where we at, Facebook fans?
About 150 people watching, so we need some comments. Give us a shout out. We'll shout you out. Also, beginning of the basketball season, we surpassed 35,000 followers on Facebook. We're heading to 40,000 now.
Big thank you to everybody out there for supporting the OH Report, our live and free coverage. Love bringing it to you, especially games like this. Big early season contest within the conference. A couple heavyweights going at it here tonight. And the Blue Devils right now in the driver's seat to 1-0 in the N10.
And kind of a better path.
They've got a 6-point cushion, but they give it away. Brayden Young, one of the better ball handlers in the league.
I don't know if he had some of my popcorn in that break, but it just slipped off his fingers and out of bounds.
I don't know how you're able to eat and talk simultaneously. Too much.
I mean, if you see my body build, it's just...
You've been working on it for a while.
Yeah, it happens. Great cut. Oh,
Haynes can't deliver. Flood. Whoa!
That would have been huge.
All the way around the rim and just squirts out at the last moment. Connor will have a chance, though, to earn 2 at the free throw line.
That is Austin Niederkor's 4th foul, though.
Nobody at the scores table right now for Coach Jamie Young's bunch. So he's going to roll with his senior. Flood still scoreless tonight. He's done most of his damage defensively. And now he's on the scoreboard.
Still only a 5-point game.
And this is where Mohawk has really shined, when they've been able to get up and pressure. But not this time. Niederkor up and under. He's got 9 now.
Yeah, that's perfectly executed press breaker by Carey. Easy bucket. Now it's starting to be crunch time for Mohawk.
Cleveland looking to go to work on Yeater. Now Flood an open lane. Carey Nation thought he traveled and said he throws it away.
Now we'll see Carey slow things down once again.
Start it in the hands of Niedercore. Now Young. Really in general, Carey's been a little bit hesitant to, pop off on some open looks on threes, and I know that's part of their MO. Certainly like to move it around and get quality shots.
And you will especially not see it now, up 7 with 2:30 left in the game. Only shot you'll see is a layup attempt.
Boy, what a play by Niedercore just to flip that out of there. As they toss it inside, zip it back out.
Mohawk 1 foul to give before the bonus, but they get a turnover.
Yeah, Brayden Chester going downstairs to keep it alive. And we'll get a foul on Alexander Putnam, number 4 on the Blue Devils, and their final one to give.
And that's big for Mohawk now, too, because the next non-player control foul will put them at the line for 2 and stop the clock.
See if that makes Cleveland a bit more aggressive. We'll have a staggered screen. Boomer gonna try one from long range.
Oh my!
And he likes the view from downtown.
He hit that one from Winford.
Carey breaks the press. Boomer with the recovery speed.
That was a great job back there by Cleveland. Able to get the deflection, keep that easy layup from happening, and it's still a 4-point game with just under 2 left. And
Crucial.
like I said, this is probably going to come down to free throws.
There's more basketball action tomorrow.
Just a 4-point game, 6-5 this quarter.
Hey, we got some comments.
Mohawk will be here hosting.
Sean Berge, my guy, Mr. HDER Link, conveniently chiming in during a timeout, cheering on his Devils.
Says we're doing a great job. Thank you, sir. And then Dora Brown, fan all around the area for games. Thank you for watching, Dora. That's it, but thank you. See if I can grab you some N10 scores while we get back to action here, too.
Next action for the Warriors will be next Thursday at Bucyrus.
Warriors going to be off until next Thursday. Be taking on Bucyrus on the road.
Crawford up 1 with 17.9 seconds left. Upper Sandusky's fought all the way back.
And the Rams are an interesting team to me this season. Got a lot of returning guys. Coach Winslow feels like if they can just stay healthy this year, could be the best season they've had in a little while.
And Upper Sandusky has the ball with 17.9 left. Winford 83, Buckeye Central 28.
Wow.
And after 3, Seneca East 57, Bucyrus 44.
And now it's 37 for Carey, plus another one on the way for Niedercore. He's in double figures, and with those 4 fouls, taking over here in the second half as a scorer.
And that's, Putnam took over in the first half, but Niedercore might be getting into consideration for MVP honors with the way he's played, especially down the stretch.
Austin seems like he's been around for about a dozen years. Been getting action in multiple different sports throughout his career since he was a youngster. As Chester flips it inside, oh man, needed that one. And it's out of bounds. One last look, that N1 opportunity from Niedercore.
Update, Upper Sandusky turns it over on consecutive possessions in the final 17 seconds. Crawford goes 1 from 4 for the line, but that's enough. Rams rim out of 3 at the buzzer. Smiley scores 40-38. Crawford wins.
So Colonel Crawford remains undefeated on the season. I believe so is Winford.
I think that is 3-0 for Winford.
Pivotal possession right here for Mohawk. Got to come away with some points. Cleveland's got 17. And he'll have a chance to shoot 2 as Brayden Young picks up the personal. And he caught a big chunk of the arm right there. He didn't like the call as he's assessed his second. Must make free throws on the way here for Boomer. Cannot connect.
And that's just tough right there.
Cleveland, wow, 0 for 2. Niederkorn going up to the 3rd story for the rebound. Jump ball, though, will favor Mohawk, so they catch a big break here.
Got to hit those free throws. Only 2 of 6 tonight is Mohawk.
Chester lobs it inside for Flood.
Oh, we got to look at that. Oh, we got to look at that.
Looked like a LeBron James block, pinning it to the backboard. And that has just taken Austin Niederkorn out of the game to a standing ovation. How about that?
What an effort in this second half.
Everybody up on their feet for Carey. Flood 0 for 2 from the free throw line tonight. As both teams will shoot 2 free throws the rest of the way. It was borderline. Fan asking me about that Niederkorn block.
I mean,
could have went either way.
Yeah.
As a referee, sometimes when you see an athletic feat like that, don't you just want it to stand?
Well, don't they say the hand is part of the ball, though? I mean, if that's the case, then,
Well put.
Right?
Smiley chased out of the corner, able to shovel it away. As we're down to 43 seconds. And good foul. Do not believe we've seen the sophomore attempt a shot tonight. And one more look.
I mean,
I think because Austin, he jumps straight up and down, that you want to give him the benefit of the doubt. There's a little contact there. It's 50-50.
Maybe it's the body.
Can't really be mad either way.
Kyler Bowes off the bench with a big free throw.
And the sophomore 2 for 2 will all but salt away this win. And not a great foul there for Brayden Young, so no time coming off the clock. And it's going to put Boomer Cleveland on the line. Leading scorer in the contest tonight.
Yeah, he went for the steal to end the game right there, but you don't need to. You're up 9.
Cleveland's been held in check here this second half, as that one hops his way through the nylon.
And this is something, like I said early on, Mohawk needs to find an identity. They're going to need to find some players that can complement Boomer Cleveland night in and night out. If they can get that balance, they're scrappy enough to get some big wins here the rest of the way.
Can't force a turnover. It's into the front court, and Young sizzles in and barely drops it through.
That gave me flashbacks of a certain sectional championship game from a few years ago that involved Upper Sandusky.
Did not turn out well for the Rams.
Well, it did. It was against Mansfield Senior, remember?
Oh, that's right.
That play.
That one. Turned out great for the Rams.
Yes. Another moment on that release, but
so Carey just a chance really to pad some stats at this point. Probably a 99.9% chance of leaving Sycamore victorious. Smiley now with 6 in the competition. Hadn't been great at the free throw line.
No, neither has, but they get the offensive board that helps out, and another foul.
Be assessed on Kane Heyman. And Young has not really been much of a scorer tonight as well. Those 2 points on that layup drive puts him at 8. And now it's the largest lead of the night for the Devils.
The Devils, they do get that balance.
And I think the final score is going to be a little bit deceiving when these last 10 seconds are off the clock. As that will ice it. The Blue Devils come on the road, and they will head out of town victors on opening night of Northern 10 play, 46-34 over Mohawk. Stick around with us, folks. Still got plenty more to come, including an interview with our most valuable player. We'll have final stats, scores from around the area as well, all to come on our Denner's Towing Recycling post-game show. So keep it here, live and free. Boys High School Hoops returns right after this.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Ooh, you look like you could use some Cheetos. Wait! Take plenty of tasty popcorn, there we go, and add in crunchy Cheetos. Cheetos Popcorn, the cheesy, delicious combination you know you've wanted. That's more like it. New Cheetos Popcorn. Get yours now. Go!
Tonight's live and free boys basketball action brought to you guys courtesy of these generous sponsors that you're seeing showcased on your screen right now, including HDER Link, providing reliable, affordable, friendly internet service to residential and business customers. Make sure that you get them for some quality service. How about Danner's Towing and Recycling? Love Amy Chester over there, always taking care of us here on the OH Report. They take care of you as well with 24-hour local or long-distance light or heavy towing and recovery services. 2 locations so that they can get to you fast and efficiently. I believe they're in Upper Sandusky and, of course, right here in Sycamore. By Sycamore Telephone Company. STC proudly offering fiber optic internet in both the Mohawk and Carey communities. And Frito Lay, who are driven and inspired by one purpose: food that matters for life's moments. We're just a few moments away from having an interview with our most valuable player. That's going to be Austin Niedercore of the Carey Blue Devils. We'll also have some final snaps and wrap things up with you guys here from Sycamore. So hang with us. The Danner's Towing and Recycling Postgame show will be on the way here shortly.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Ooh, you look like you could use some Cheetos.
Wait!
Take plenty of tasty popcorn, there we go, and add in crunchy Cheetos. Cheetos Popcorn, the cheesy, delicious combination you know you've wanted. That's more like it. New Cheetos Popcorn. Get yours now. Go!
We return now with our Sycamore Telephone Company MVP, Austin Niedercore, Carey Blue Devil Sr. joining me. Let's start with that second half, and offensively, just 1 point in the first half. Then you put up 10 double figures there down the stretch, including a couple of and ones. What were you seeing out there, and tell me about some of the finishes.
I just know that I'm a little bit faster than the dude I was guarding. He's a little bit taller, so get him off his feet, go up, or just speed finish, honestly. Or actually, a lot of my buckets came off assists from my teammates on quick dump down, so credit to them for that.
Offensively, you guys, I mean, you're so mature. You take your time. You look for a great shot. Is that something that coach just kind of bashes into your skulls during practice? Just, wait until you get a good one?
Oh, yeah. We know we got shooters on the team, like Carter Smiley, Brayden, Alex. All of them can shoot. So we try to – right now we're trying to get the ball inside to get them opened up more later in the season. But once we get inside, get our quick buckets, and then dish them out, then they can shoot. Honestly, it's just a team effort there.
Opening night of the Northern 10 Conference, but it felt like this one had a little bit more cachet. You were the top 2 teams in the league last year, and maybe arguably the top 2 teams on paper coming in this season. So leaving Sycamore with a victory, how key does this feel for you guys, even though it's just game 3?
Oh, it felt amazing because last year they beat us first time, and then we came back and beat them the second time for the N10. So it felt great to get them off our shoulders fast, and we started getting we normally have trouble shooting here, so we got going early, which
Oh.
wow.
Literally turned out the lights on us. You're going to have trouble shooting if that's the case. Try to get a little light on you. Well, I don't think we've ever had that happen on the OH Report, so this is a first, Austin. But I am curious about, since it's the holiday season right now, I mean, you're still just a senior in high school. Are you doing any shopping? Are you taking care of people? Are you still on the receiving end of that thing?
Both. I got a girlfriend, so you got to get her right. But, yeah, I'm still on the receiving end mainly.
That's nice. Have you already gotten your girlfriend the gifts that you feel like you need to?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're way ahead of the game, but way beyond me.
Got that.
I'm still just getting ready to start doing my shopping. Any best Christmas gift that you can ever remember getting that's really stuck with you?
My sister bought me a PlayStation 5.
That's big time.
Yeah.
Man, that's a great sister. What kind of favors were you doing for her to kind of curry that favor?
Just we both like sports, and we got really close, and she's in college, and she bought me a PS5.
All right, man. Well, it's time for shout-outs. I imagine sister's got to get one, but who else?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out my sister Haley, my girlfriend, because I can't get her mad at me.
Got to.
My family and all my teammates. It was a team effort tonight, and we really put it together.
All right, Austin Niedercore, our STC MVP, 10 of his 11 coming in the second half. Thanks so much for the time, bud.
Thank you.
It's the post-game show presented by Danner's Towing and Recycling. Carey, a big winner tonight here on the road.
You can't turn the lights out on us, Brian.
46-34 the final score. As the Blue Devils get to 2-1 on the season, Mohawk below 500 at 1-2. So we saw a game go back and forth, Travis. It was very close until about midway through that fourth quarter. Then Carey was able to start creating some separation. What did you see? What kind of decided this baby here tonight?
Austin Niedercore, the play late. He had two strong takes to the hoop, got the and one. One of those times he missed the free throw, but they got the rebound, were able to run clock off there. And then his play on the other end, too. He just really stepped up, took over that second half. You mentioned it. We saw it in the MVP. 10 of his 11 points were in that second half. Putnam took over the first half. Another thing, the way they were able to finish, they broke the press, too. I was impressed with that. At the end of the game, they were able to break that press that they weren't able to do in the first half. And that's how Mohawk was able to get back into it at the end of the first half. In the second half, they kind of settled in and were able to break it. And if they can continue to do that throughout the season, they're going to be one tough team to beat. That's the one main thing that they need to work on is just, what they can do against pressure. And if they can continue to do it like they did in the last 5 minutes, I think they're going to be a really good team. On the other side for Mohawk, they were the smaller squad out there.
Certainly.
And they put up a heck of a fight. Scrappy squad. They just need to find balance for Boomer Cleveland. We'll go over the individual stats here in a little bit, but Boomer led the way with 19 points. But if they can get some balance around him, I think they'll be really lethal as well. And this will be a completely different game the next time these two teams meet at Carey, because I think both of these teams will have a couple more games under the belt. They'll be playing, probably peaking at the right time as well. But great game by both sides.
And you see the rebound differential also was a big part of how Carey was able to create a little bit of separation. Mohawk, a lot of one-and-dones in the fourth quarter. Not an opportunity to create second chance points. And on the flip side of that, Carey, I think probably 35% of their rebounds were coming at the offensive end. They were eventually cashing them in for points, getting to the free throw line. Didn't shoot it great. I know Coach Young, certainly, he probably lost a couple of hairs, a couple new gray ones sprouted up, watching his team shoot below 50% at the charity stripe. But Mohawk didn't do themselves any favors either. No free throw attempts through 2 quarters of play, and then they go 5 of 10 down the stretch. So quite a lot of factors all boiling down to the Blue Devils coming out of here with a dozen-point win, but certainly I think that final score, it's not really indicative of how close this game was. It just became a free throw shooting contest at the end, and then those and ones, like you said, with Niederkorn kind of put the icing on the cake.
Also, if you look, 31-18 rebounding. Despite that, Mohawk was in the game as well, just because of their defense. But that's you're going to see that a lot this year with the Carey squad. I could see maybe Upper Sandusky or maybe a Crawford evening out with Carey just because they're bigger and more physical underneath. But 31 rebounds to 18, you think that's a 20-point blowout. But like I said, the scrappiness from Mohawk has really kept them in it. And what a game for number 1 on the conference season.
So Carey gets to 1-0 in the conference standings, as does Colonel Crawford and Winford tonight. And Seneca East as well, all tied for the top spot. So opening night, a fun one in the Northern 10. That'll do it, though, for our coverage here in Sycamore. Once again, your final score, 46-34, Mohawk on the losing end here tonight at home. Got to thank all of our generous sponsors coming together, combining to bring you guys live and free coverage of this game. Danner's Towing and Recycling, every time we're up here in this part of the country, they always take care of us. So does Sycamore Telephone Company, a new sponsor. Great to have them on board. Love working as well with HDER Link and Frito Lay. And how about my awesome staff tonight? Madeline Zazzuto, the Mad Dog, as we're going to start calling her. She seems to hate the nickname, so it's going to stick. She was on the sticks tonight running our camera. I'm Brian Skowronski for Travis Berardi, saying so long for tonight. We'll see you in about a dozen hours. Well, maybe a little bit longer. Got some matinee girls hoops going on tomorrow. More Northern 10 coming your way then. But for now, for tonight, we out of here.